Okay, we're playing a very good Georgia team this week, a team that we know well, they know us well. This will be the third time in a calendar year that we've played each other. Kirby's done a very good job with his program, has a lot of talent. They play very well in all three phases. You know, I look at them offensively, and they lead our league in rushing. They know how to run the football. They got a good offensive line with some good backs. Their quarterback's leading the league in completion percentage. Jake Brom, he can make all the throws, very efficient, very good leader. Defensively, the third in the league in total defense, top 10 in scoring defense. And really what stands out to me is they're playing a whole lot of defensive linemen. They keep the guys fresh. They rotate a lot of guys, and very talented. In special teams, they got one of the best returners, and Hardeman does a super job. You know, when you get the ball in his hands, and then of course their kicker is one of the elite kickers too. So overall, you know, they've when you look at them on film, they look like a team that has already won the East. They make you earn everything. They're sound in all three phases. A few updates, you know, from our end. We expect everybody to practice today, and I'm going to be surprised if everybody doesn't play. We do have some guys banged up, but another week of healing up, they should be in a better spot than they were last week. Obviously, it was a big win for us Saturday. The way we won, I really think will help us moving forward. And like I said, looking forward to playing a very good Georgia team, one of our rivals, on the road. Questions?
Gus, you haven't been able to score beyond the first quarter of Georgia since 2009. 3 of your 10 worst offensive outputs as a coach in your career are against Georgia. What is it about the Bulldogs that has really kind of slowed you down?
Well, I tell you, we got to correct that. With that being said, we got to do a better job. There's no doubt. You know, they're always a talented team. They're always going to be one of the more talent-based teams in our league. You go there, it's a tough place to play, but we need to switch that up, and we need to play well.
You guys were so much more, I guess, you guys executed better when you're going true 2-minute, not substituting as much as you guys did and throughout the season. Have you taken a chance to reevaluate maybe that position and running more of that hurry up where you're not substituting as much as you
Yeah, you know, I think each game, you know, is a little bit different with your approach and who you're playing, and you know, there's strengths and everything that goes with it. But obviously, you always look at yourself, look at the things you do well, try not to do the things you don't do well. And like I said, the big thing for me with Saturday was just the disappointment of not being able to run the football effectively. I think we really only ran it 18 times, and didn't have a very good average as far as that goes. But you know, when you play the elite teams, you've got to manufacture rushing yards. And but as far as your, you know, the question you're asking is, it's about rhythm, and there's no doubt we were in rhythm the last 2 series, and you know, you're always trying to find offensively a rhythm. So we'll see where that carries us, you know, these last 3 games.
So you're not ruling out the possibility of running pace no matter what?
You know, I wouldn't tell right now even if we were doing that, but you know, rhythm is very important.
You had 51 offensive snaps, I believe, in that game, which is not
right.
That's not acceptable for you, right? I mean, you're looking for like
70.
70.
Yeah, you know, of course, you know, going into that game, you know, I think they were second in the country in, you know, time of possession. And they do have one of the best defenses in our league, specifically run defense. And you know, after you play somebody, you know a little bit more about them than even on film. And their rush defense was as good as advertised. There's no doubt about that. But at the same time, you know, we've got to be on the field. The third downs, conversions, we weren't very good on third down. That really hindered our number of attempts, you know, our number of snaps that we had. And like I said, I think only 18 rushing attempts, and you know, we got to do better than that.
Guys, I guess there's probably not much more for a player exciting than winning the way you won Saturday at the end of the game like that. How does that carry over going from there?
You know, I think when you look at a team standpoint, the thing that I took away from that game is, you know, when the game was on the line, you know, defensively, you know, made play after play. Offensively, the last 2 series answered the bell, and then special teams wise, you know, the return that really had a lot to to do with it. And then we covered the kick too. You know, we covered the kickoff and held them inside the 25 or 20. And so all three phases helped win that game when the pressure was on the most, and that's really what our team has taken from that. And you could tell Sunday it felt different from a confidence standpoint, and you know, that's exactly what we needed, that kind of win to help give us some momentum, you know, moving forward.
What do you think the biggest problem has been in not being able to run the ball as consistently as you guys normally have this season?
You know, I think anytime it's a lot of different factors involved. You know, I can tell you earlier in the year, I can talk about the youth and inexperienced, but like I said, about halfway through, you know, you got reps now. And then I can talk about the inexperience of running backs, the youth. But, you know, we're getting to a point now where, you know, we need to be more effective. And, you know, that's our challenge, you know, and whether it's get a little more creative in the run game or do things a little bit different or not do some of the things as much. You know, all those things are on deck and all those things are being considered, and bottom line is we got to run the football better, and you know, we've taken great pride in that in the past, and we got to do a better job these last 3 games.
Gus, at what point are you who you are? When, like, if you just can't run it as much, I mean,
yeah.
Obviously it hurts the play action pass game. Which,
right.
At what point do you go, hey, that's just not who we are? We got to do some things different.
Yeah, I mean, I think you got to look at all the above, like I was just saying, from that standpoint, and whatever gives your guys the best chance of being successful. I mean, that's really the bottom line that you got to think. But you know, the more talented teams you play, the more important it is to be balanced. I mean, so it's kind of, you know, one of those areas right there.
To riff off of something Brandon was asking, do you think you substitute too much? Do you worry about specific matchups?
You know,
too
it
much?
just depends. I mean, you know, you look at the rhythm that we ended the game with. I mean, that was pretty good. We weren't substituting,
yeah, absolutely.
But you know, there's a fine line. You know, sometimes you need to substitute for certain things. Sometimes you don't. You know, if you're not being successful on offense, the worst thing you can do is go a fast 3 and out. Your defense is back out there. So there's strategy that goes with both, and every game unfolds a little bit differently, and so.
One would argue, I guess, that your defense is out there a lot no matter what anyway. You guys are near the bottom of the nation in time of possession, running with all that substitution. So do you look at that even further? To maybe
you know, you look at all of it, Brandon. I mean, you look at everything that goes with it. And, you know, 3rd downs has been a focus, and like I said, we didn't do a very good job on 3rd down. And you're staying on the field. That's really the down that we need to be more effective. In the games that we haven't done that, it's been extremely tough to win.
Yes, blind, untrained guy, it seems like since 2015, you guys have done a lot more substituting on offense than you had in previous years. What was the result of that? Was that the rule, the new rule going in?
No, not so much. I mean, we substituted quite a bit last year, you know, and we were really good offense too. So, you know, it's just a matter of planning and everything that goes with it.
But you're the hurry up, no huddle guy.
Yeah.
That's you.
Right.
I mean, you wrote the book on it,
right.
But you're not hurrying.
No, we're not hurrying enough. Like I said, a lot of it has to do with, you know, you got to be successful. And if you're successful, and I said the worst thing you can do is go quick and go 3 and outs. And you know, I'll go back to our 3rd downs too. We got to be better in that area.
How does DeAndre Baker compare to some of the other top corners you guys have seen, like Greedy Williams?
We thought he was really good last year, and he chose to come back, and he's one of the best in the country. He plays with a lot of confidence, and yeah, he's a factor. There's no doubt.
From watching Georgia this year, are they a lot better team than they were early?
You know, I compare them to last year. You know, they're in that same category last year. All I'm worried about is what they are now. I mean, what they were earlier, I'm not too concerned about it, but they're in that same atmosphere. I'll tell you that. You know, as far as the overall team and being a good team.
Would you consider running the 2-minute drill more than you did, you know, instead of waiting until the very end of the game?
Yeah, I mean, I think all those options are available, so we'll see where that goes.
Considering how well A&M and Mississippi State have run the ball against your defense, and your defense hadn't been really good against the run until late, and then you see Georgia also with their running backs. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about your defensive line going into this?
Yeah, I feel real good about our defensive line. I mean, give A&M credit. They had a little wrinkle scheme right there that got us on a little cutback twice. That was part of it. But no, our rush defense, I feel good about, and we're going to have to play well against these guys. I mean, there's no doubt. And like I said earlier, we know them well. They know us well. We'll see what happens.
When you guys go with Malik Willis and Sean Shivers together, what's kind of the thinking on, when you put them out there, what are you looking for?
To create, rushing yards or create, positive plays, really.
Just kind of a change of pace almost?
Change of pace.
Why don't you, if they do well together, why don't you stick with that a little longer?
We'll see what happens moving forward. Like I said, each game you have a different strategy, everything that goes with it. And I think right after that, if I remember right, 2 plays later, we threw a touchdown.
Gus, Aaron Sipos probably, he may be your most consistent player this year, regardless of position.
Yeah.
You guys thought he was going to be that, but has he even exceeded what you thought?
Yeah, he's been one of our MVPs overall. I mean, what he did the other day, we put our punt team backed up numerous times, and his ball placement was great. He's a true weapon. That A&M's punter was unbelievable, but I think he's in that category. I think he's one of the best punters in the league, and I think he's got a chance to keep getting better. Really what stands out to me, he's a great competitor. I mean, he competes. He's very consistent. He's a weapon.
You guys were facing 4th and short in your midfield. You punted it.
Yeah.
Obviously not a spot to put Anders out there no matter what. You talked about not putting him in a position to kick 50-yard field goals. Say in the future you're, in that 50-yard range again, and considering what Sipos has done, are you wanting to play more field position?
And I've said this but every game's a little bit different. But that particular time in that moment, I just felt real strong that try to pin him back there. And of course he did a super job in being down the football. And then I think a few plays later they turned the ball over, and then we threw a touchdown. So it's different. Sometimes you go for it. I mean, sometimes 4th and 1 you want to go for it. Sometimes you may have the wind or whatever, and you may want to kick a field goal. It was kind of in that area that you could have done probably all 3, but at that time I just felt real strong that's what we need to do, and that time it worked.
Gus, on the punt returner, is he kind of hidden? Is that kind of what you're trying to do? I talk about Christian.
Yeah, that was a play that I think we ran against a similar deal against Georgia last year, real similar. And so we've been waiting for the right moment, and it was really, Christian did a super job. There was a guy in his face. A lot of guys would have fair caught it, but in that situation, the gunners are usually taught to go down there and get on the 2-yard line and turn around. And he was just a hair away from going 85. And at the time, that was. But that was a huge play in the game from a standpoint that instead of having the ball at the 15, we had it at the 40 or whatever. And I mean, that changes everything with, I think we had 1 timeout in under 2 minutes, but that was a big play.
Alan Green said here within the last week he would like for the Alabama and Georgia games to be further apart on the schedule. Do you line up with the athletics director's stance there, and why?
Yeah, I'm okay with that, but I'd like I've said, to have 1 home and 1 away like in 2010. So.
Do you have any thoughts on how you would go about going to the SEC and going, here's a way I think it could work, and let's see if it doesn't work?
Yeah, I think Alan is working on that.
So the spring meetings probably is when you guys.
I'm hoping so, yeah.
And that's with the home situation, or just spreading it apart, or
whatever Alan wants is fine. What I want is 1 home, 1 away.
Kevin's been playing Connus Miller like 5 snaps a game, just getting him ready. Talk about how far he's come in these last 3 months.
Yeah, he's coming on. He's getting more snaps. Of course, he had a big negative play. He's a talented guy that, he kind of got here late in the summer, worked himself in shape, and he's earning more playing time as he goes. So he's got a bright future if he'll continue to work.
The way Derek Brown has been playing, especially in that 4th quarter, I mean, he certainly looks like an NFL type guy, but how big has he been, and how big will he be in these games?
Yeah, I mean, anytime, him and Dontavius Russell in the middle, there's 2 big guys that have trouble, offensive linemen getting to the 2nd level. They do a great job of keeping guys off our linebackers and letting them play. And, you know, if they get in one-on-one situations, they're extremely tough to block. So, yeah, Derek had a big game, has had a very good year.
What's made Nick Coe so effective just
Yeah.
in the backfield? I think he's got the most tackles for loss since D4.
Yeah, and Nick is really coming on and getting more confidence, and he's just playing a high level against the run. You know, in the past, of course, he got a sack on that, adding the 1 second deal, so that was big for him too.
Seems like he never celebrates, even on his great plays. Is he just that way?
He celebrates his own way,
Which is what?
I think internally.
Yeah.
Gus, Calvin Ashley, is he still with the team? What's his status?
He is. Like I said, he has a medical issue that he's dealing with, and so hopefully I'll be behind him here in the near future.
We rarely get to see also what's happening in the locker room, but there was a picture circulating quite a bit of Deshaun Davis and Jared Stidham embracing two of your team leaders. How good is it to see that, and what is it like in the locker room right now after 2 wins?
Yeah, especially the way we won that, it was real exciting. You know, there's nothing like after a big win, especially in this league. Our leaders were celebrating, and it was great to see. You know, the excitement on our players' face and everything that went with it. It was a fun time.
All right. How did Caleb Kim play against Texas A&M?
Yeah, well, I thought Caleb Kim was solid. You know, it's been a while since he played, but I thought he was solid. I thought his IDs were good. Snaps were good, and so I think he was solid.
Is he going to start again against Georgia?
Yes.
Anything else?